Hello, children. Welcome to one more new session of English literature, class 10 first flight. Today, the lesson which we are going to learn, or the lesson which we are going to, or the wordings, the phrases, the learning outcomes, or the takeaways from this lesson is many or more or less are with our life, right? Now, in this lesson, the sermons at Benares, sermons, it means the preachings, the teachings at Benares. Now, when I say Benares, what does it comes to you? Yes, Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha, his teachings, his sermons. Okay, now Gautam Buddha is a philosophical fellow, a spiritual person. And this lesson, before I barge into the lesson, before I move into the lesson, this lesson is written by an American writer, Betty Renshaw. She was born on October 2nd, 1921. And see, imagine American writing about an Indian great spiritual leader or spiritual or a philosophical person. Now, before I start, what is Gautam Buddha? I would like to say one, two lines about him. Gautam Buddha's original name or the real name was Siddhartha, and he he enlightened n number of people. His teachings, his preachings has given life to many. He his teachings were an elixir of life for most of the people. Okay, now most of the times, not most of the time, I can say large, each and every second, each and every person on this earth are engulfed with lot of miseries, right? And the misery or the all these miseries baffle us. Yes, we are, and how to overcome that, what is something which we are going to learn in this lesson. Before I begin, before we move forward, what is this? In this lesson, we will read the mystery of life and death, which I already discussed, that baffles us. When we lose someone near and dear, how we are going to move from that. In this lesson also teaches that death is the ultimate truth. It is no need that this has to be taught in anything. It is a fact that death is the ultimate truth. In this lesson also, we will learn about early life of Gautam Buddha, his first sermon preached at Banaras, Bodh Gaya, and how he has given an example also. A woman who had lost her son in grief went to Buddha and pleaded him to bring his son back to life. All these things which were made, and how Buddha taught that lady that how to overcome all that situations are been clearly picturized and portrayed in this lesson by American writer Betty Renshaw. Okay, now Gautam Buddha, as it is there in the slide, began life as a prince. Yes, who is going to forego his prince life or a princely life? Was born 55 and 63 BC, 483 BC, began life as a prince named Siddhartha Gautama. At the age of 12, he started his schooling in a sacred Hindu scriptures, and 4 years later, he was married to Yashoda, a princess. At the age of 25, we all know that these princes and kings, they go for hunting. While out hunting, he came across a sick man, then an aged man, and finally a monk begging for alms. Now you see, sick man, an aged man, and finally a monk began to begging for alms. Now, these things baffled him. Okay, the sick man, the aged man, and finally a monk begging for alms, this all moved him so much that he at once went to seek enlightenment about the sorrows he had seen. Now he started seeing a sorrow of a sick man, a sorrow of an old man, a sorrow of no, what is a monk doing? And after wandering for 7 years, he finally sat under a peepal tree and got enlightenment and came to be known as Buddha. Why he is called as a Buddha? Because why that name Buddha has come? He got enlightenment under a tree named Bodh, in that Bodh tree, Bodh Gaya, Bodh tree. He perished his sermon at Benares, the only holy dipping places on river Ganga. Most of them they say, no, once you dove and dip in Ganga, all your sins will be vanished. This sermon reflects that Buddha's wisdom about one mysterious kind of suffering. There are n number of examples where his preachings and his sermons were seen. And here the writer or the American writer has taken one single aspect. Now, who is this? Now, this is all about a lady, Kisa Gautami. One small example. She lost her son and her grave. She went from her house to house asking people for medicine to bring her son back to life, but in vain. Yes. One man told her to go to Gautam Buddha and she followed the advice. I believe most of you are aware of the story. She went to Buddha and cried, Lord and Master, give me the medicine that will cure my dead son. Why did people ask to go to Gautam Buddha? Is it that he is going to give an elixir of life? Is the son going to come back? He answered, bring a handful of mustard seed from a house where no one has lost a child, husband, parent, or a friend. Okay, he told, go find out, get a mustard. Now, mustard seeds will be there in each and everyone's house, right? But the condition applied here is go and get it from a house where it is not there, where no one has lost anyone. She went from door to door, but could not find even a single house to fulfill the condition. Then she came to know that death is the ultimate truth. One who is born must die. Therefore, the wise do not lament on the death. Lament, cry. Yes. Now, he could have told her in a simple example that it is the same thing he could have told her in one single go. Yes, but why he did not say? He wanted to show her, prove her that death is inevitable. You cannot escape from death, right? Death is something nobody can avoid dying. The world is afflicted with death and decay, 101%. And he says that the one who is wise do not grieve. I'm not saying that they don't grieve. They grieve, but it doesn't stick to one place. They move on. Because one thing, it is a known fact that one who is lost cannot be, you cannot get him or her back. But at the same time, the one who is alive, you cannot stop your journey there. You have to move forward. Yes, life is a journey with many passengers coming and going. Now, within each station, one of the passenger gets down. Yes, one of the passenger, when their destination comes, they get down. And in that journey, we make many friends. People come, we make friends. In that journey, some are your parents, some are your brothers, some are your sisters, wife, husband, all these relations come. Yes, and when their destination comes, each one gets down. When each one gets down there, you can't get down because that is not your destination. You have to move forward. Yes, passengers get down, but you cannot. You have to forward. It doesn't know that you will stop the train or you will get down. It is not a wise thing. Yes. So here he says that the wise don't grieve. He who has overcome all soon will become free from sorrows and be blessed. One more thing I would like to add here. Preaching is easy, but to put it into practice is very difficult, whether it is you or me or anyone in this world. But we cannot stop it because we have to move forward. You have to move forward. Now, this lesson can't be connected to one of the poems which we have already learned, the poem Ball. Yes, what did the poet say there? The poet said that those memories will be there. You cannot buy it, but you have to overcome that and you have to move forward. One thing, the beautiful thing, if I'm not wrong, you see, most of the lessons in this first flight are interrelated to each other, whether it is a poem, whether it is a lesson, but the person, you should appreciate the way they have put together the things so that the learning takes place. And with this beautiful lesson and a great takeaway, we can learn that don't baffle when adversities comes. Move on, be strong, be a source of strength to the people rather than becoming a weakness, because you are weak, you make the entire weak. So be safe, be strong enough to face the things, learn from the preachings of Gautam Buddha. Thank you, and be happy round the clock. Happy. With this, we come to this end of this lesson. Thank you, children.